Once again, I'm Joe Stevens.
I am LTT Moose.
And this is Plank.
Hello.
And we have Sam Vincent with us at Las Pegasus Unicon. Thanks for being here, Sam.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me.
There's an echo in the room. And
get that in stereo.
And what is Sam? You play Flim.
I play Flim.
At the Flim Flam Brothers.
I'm one half of the Flim Flam Brothers. I'm Flim, and I sell cider.
He sells
cider.
High quality cider.
I expect every YouTube comment.
Watch closely, my friends. The fun begins.
We want to encourage every guest on our show to sing. Yes, please continue. In fact, we want every response to the questions to be sung in song. Can we do that? Every response.
If you want. Every response?
Every response will now
I will
be
tell
sung.
you if you're off key or not.
I'll try.
Brutally.
Try my best.
Bring it up 2 shades.
I'll try my best.
And so you play Flim, the glorious Flim Flam Brothers antagonist from the Super. Can you say the title of this? You actually said it. It was very impressive.
Super Speedy Cider Sweet 6000.
Wow.
It gets hard when you're in Vegas.
couple more drinks in him.
I was a guy in a super speedy house with 6,000.
You take my money. I take your money. I'm Flim.
I'll show you more cider than you've ever seen before.
All right, buy some apples on that one.
Give me some apples and I'll get some cider.
Sorry. Yeah.
That kind of cider, yes. It's very popular in Ponyville, that one. So, in that episode,
yes.
now it's in season 2. So walk us through what it was like coming into that episode, that big song where the whole cast and everything. What's it like being the antagonist and a male antagonist in a predominantly girl show?
Oh, wow. Well,
You're bringing gender dynamics into this.
Gender dynamics.
Well, let's see. First of all, when I first got the audition and I heard the song, I was like, wow, this is a really intense, long song. It's like 4.5 minutes.
Did they play the music for you?
Yeah. I had Daniel's music and basically a guide track that I will say was done by Lee Tokar. It's still an issue between me and Lee.
Oh no.
Yeah. No, but it's fine.
That was my song.
I was supposed to play that part. You screwed me out of it, Vincent.
Anyway, sorry, Lee. Okay. So basically auditioned for it and got the part, and then was having to rehearse that for quite a while because it was such a long song, but we did it. It was great, and it was fun being a bit of a Scott and I, McNeil, who plays Flam, being the scam artist and coming into the town, and he just being so. One of my favorite lines that kind of encompassed the whole episode for me was like, and I may be paraphrasing here, but I was like, when we wanted to do the bet who could make the most cider in the. And then I go to Granny. I go, "What's the matter, Granny? Chicken?" and that was like, whoop. And then that was it. That's what the straw that broke the camel's. All right, we'll do this bet. So I was like, but that kind of encompasses it. What's the matter, Granny? Chicken? So it was like, these guys were just like sneaky little unicorns.
Sneaky little unicorns.
Sneaky little unicorns.
It's always fun to play a sneaky little unicorn.
Oh, it's awesome, yeah.
And so we've actually had a chance to talk to Mitch Larson, the person, Remy Larson, the person
Right.
who wrote that episode.
Yeah.
He has described it as heavily influenced and really, in a way, an homage to the Music Man.
Yes.
And to the other. Was that kind of they told you we want this to be a Music Man
absolutely.
kind
Yeah,
of thing?
that was the whole idea. Is please watch. Well, that's not the whole movie. Well, I watched the whole movie, but it was also that there's one musical number, Trouble. Oh, we got trouble, right. And it's like this whole thing, and it was like you got the sensibilities of the musical style and the vocalization of how they wanted this expressed musically and vocally. So that was the guide, and I think we captured that flavor of it.
Well, it's a fantastic song. It's a really fantastic episode. They incorporate a lot. There's a lot going on in that episode, and I think that what was interesting. We see a lot of redemption of characters that were in season 3. A lot of bad guys came back and had good. Maybe we'll see Flim and Flam come back and get redeemed.
You just might.
Oh, charitable!
You never know.
Flim and Flam, they're going to come back and they work for an NGO and they give all the cider to charity.
Yeah, I don't know. That might be a little extreme, but you see how quickly they left town when they realized they weren't going to make a red cent out of it. They're like, "What do you say, Flam? Should we, hit the road here?" I was like, "I agree, brother."
Next town.
Yeah,
next town.
they were gone. So.
Well, one of the things I'd like to talk about real quick, and do you have something to? Okay. I have Plank here, and
Yes.
there's a reason I have Plank here.
Oh. Do we want to know the reason?
We want to know the
Plank?
reason we have Plank.
I have to share a hotel room with him. You don't want to know why he has Plank here.
Yeah, Plank. And Plank always takes the bed too. I have to sleep on the floor.
He wakes up with wood every morning.
Good night.
Good night, everybody. All right.
Oh boy.
But I bring out here because there's something that Ed and Eddie, you played Double D.
Who told you that?
Are you
sure?
He did.
Are you sure?
The internet seems to agree with him. I don't know.
He tells me things.
Right, actually, that's very true. Greetings and salutations, everyone. This is Double D speaking, Double D Edward, and this is Plank. Where's Johnny? Where's Johnny, Plank? He never talks to me. Never.
That's okay, Plank. If you have something to say to Double D, now's the time. He's still mad at you.
Hold on,
He's
your
still mad
mic's
at
off.
you.
Your mic's off.
Oh, okay.
There we go,
He's still mad at you about the jawbreaker thing.
I'm sorry, Plank. Please forgive me. Think about it anyway. All right.
He's a little stiff at the
It
moment.
takes time for him. He's a little stiff. It's all right.
He's got a stiff upper lip. He refuses to go on. But
English oak.
what was interesting is that we've been talking to a lot of the people at DHX and the people who work on the show Ed and Eddie from an artistic perspective work pretty much. I think I've talked to Sabrina Alberghetti and Woody Wooten, who've said that they pretty much went down the street to the next studio and started working on Pony immediately after Ed and Eddie.
Yeah, I mean, when we finally did the last, it was like it was almost like feature-length version, final episode for Ed and Eddie. That was the final thing that so many people
where we
worked
meet
on.
Eddie's brother.
Yeah, you meet Eddie's brother at the end. Everybody's like, people got to keep working, so... it was like a lot of them I would see, It was funny because I'd be going in to record whatever show, and because at Dick and Rogers Sound, it's in the same building. And I'd start to see, I saw Woods, and I saw Big Jim Miller, and I started to see all these other storyboard artists start to work at DHX.
Right.
Which was Studio B still at the time, I think. But
Right.
So yeah, it's funny, and a lot of those people. Yeah, so I've known quite a few of those people for a long time, and when Danny would throw for AKA Cartoon Inc., that was his company, they would throw Christmas parties or just socialize. It would be great to just mingle with those guys, and it's because we're all working together, but we come from two different worlds together, so it's cool. Yeah, it was fun.
Well, and it's great to be able to see that. So the fan base of My Little Pony is enormous. And we were talking about before we turned the cameras on about how the fandom of Ed and Eddie, I was actually a part of the fandom of Ed and Eddie. It was a big deal. I got the
you were all like
calling
5
card.
years old
We're
when
all
it
5.
happened. I've been finding that out.
We were scribbling our letters. Yeah.
Cereal when I was 7, watching Ed and Eddie.
Not to make you feel old or anything.
Yeah.
No, it actually came out when I was in high school, and that was about the time that the internet really came. It was a big deal on the internet for a very small group of people, and I think that I have often felt that the love and community involvement that was in the Ed's fandom has translated a lot into the Pony fandom, and so that's why it was a sheer delight to hear that you and Matt Hill, the voice of Ed, who's also the voice of Soren, are getting involved in the show, and also the writers and the different, or not the writers, but the studio people are involved in, because that was a high quality show.
It was an excellent show.
And this is a high quality show.
Yes, it is. Well, and that's kind of the beauty of it, is now that I'm going to more of these Pony cons, it's an opportunity, and the people who are artists as well, it's like, it's reconnecting and it's kind of trippy now because I'm getting a lot of that. I watched you when I was a kid a lot right now. I'm like, and we didn't really get that opportunity to connect with people.
Right.
And now it's like going to these places that I loved it. And Matt's been telling me, people still love the Eds, man. They love the Eds, dude. I'm like, I know. I keep hearing it, man.
I think even nice. At the panel this morning, you got an Ed's question, and I love that question because your response to it. I'll go ahead and restate what happened.
Okay.
What is under Double D's head? And you had your own theory.
Yeah.
Go and real quick say what your theory was.
I said that it was a conjoined twin that was malformed under his head, was just like an open mouth and a tongue, a movable tongue, and
that
teeth.
Was under Double D's head.
And he was hiding this kind of brother that no one knew
and that's
about.
why when it pops off and Ed sees it, he goes, cool.
Good luck getting to sleep now, kiddies.
Yeah.
I wanted to let you know that was the prevailing fan theory going on the internet at the time.
Are you serious?
In 1999, we had multiple posts on the Ed Zone. On double.
Are you serious?
the forum, and that was the prevailing theory. That
Wow,
most
that's-
people thought that if you were involved in the Ed fandom,
Right.
people thought that was the most logical explanation for something so hideous and grotesque. Because they thought, it can't be just a bad hair day. It can't be just a scalp infection or something like that. It's got to be something just because what would make Ed
Right.
go,
Right.
because he reads the monster comics and all that stuff. So
Yeah,
it would make
yeah.
him think that, so that was the prevailing
That's it.
theory.
But if you, and Danny Antonucci would go, I'm not, he's like nothing. He didn't want to. He didn't want to reveal anything. You know what I mean? So, and like I say, one day because I got that question a lot, and I said I can't tell you.
Right.
I would torture
well, now
people
that the
then.
show is over, I think we'll go ahead and say that is now canon.
Okay,
That is
fine.
the truth.
Take that, internet.
It'll go down in Ed's lore, but literally, I was at home one day and just you start to watch trippy documentaries because that's what we do. We're sitting there and it's all about conjoined twins, and they and they show some rare footage of this guy. He's a small village in China, and he's sitting there and he's just doing his regular thing, except he's got a mouth on the top of his head with
And he can
teeth
move it when he
and
moves
a
his
tongue.
tongue and stuff.
Yeah, and it's like and the tongue moves, and you're going, wow.
Hello, how are you?
And I go, that's probably what happened to Double D. So for there, that was my theory from that point on. So.
And the interesting and what made me think what was so fascinating about that was I loved that you thought that. I almost thought that did he watch the forums? Did he look at that? But no, you didn't know. And what's funny is that with the pony fandom, much more so than even the older cartoons, the golden 90s cartoons.
Right.
There was not as much access because the internet was a different animal back then.
Yeah.
There was no YouTube. There was no community involvement where everyone was putting out their own creative aspect.
Right.
People would draw the Eds, but there was
They
really
were drawing them. That was about it.
yeah. But now you've got YouTube videos. You've got even schmucks like us doing our pretend news bit.
You're a schmuck. I don't know. Again, speak for me.
And so there's much more access. And so I
Mm-hmm.
think it's almost like it was a pity that we didn't have that back then, but it's still fascinating to see that now. And I think that what you're saying is now that you're in the pony group, the Eds are being brought back. Everybody's saying, yeah I love the Eds.
Hey, if there's anybody who's interested in doing some, and I'm sure there is already. If somebody's done pony and Ed crossover things, it's happened. I know it's out there. It has to have because people just like to take what they love and mix it up and jumble it up.
Right.
They just
Everything shall be pony.
they want to do it. So
and of course, Double D, the crossover. You got Double D and Twilight Sparkle characterizations. They'd be hanging out together.
Oh, yeah.
Ed would be hanging out with Pinkie Pie. They'd be going around.
yeah.
And Eddie would be flying around with Rainbow Dash trying to scam people for rides or something like that.
I don't know if you noticed this, but I think he's already written a couple of stories about.
Are we getting into fan fiction territory?
I think we are.
No. We're not going to go there.
I told myself I would control myself and not throw some fan fiction stories at him. But
We've already gotten the Double D head thing. I think we've gotten far enough into the fan fiction fan and everything.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So we'll go back to pony then. That's
Okay,
the
let's
more
go back
safe
to pony.
territory
Okay.
then.
That's
So
why we're here for ponies.
so you're and I love hearing this response to especially the male actors on this. You're given a audition form or your agent comes to you. I got an audition for you. It's for a show called My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic.
Right.
What's your response to that?
Well, no, I knew. See, the thing is, okay, first when the show first came out, I said, okay, there's not that many
Male roles.
I mean, the one role that I did audition for was Spike, the dragon.
Right.
And because I have that little, it's like you got to throw it out there. And then when Kathy got it, I said that makes sense, right? Because Kathy does a great job with it. But then it literally was almost all female cast, but we always used to have this joke when we talk about recordings. It's like, I don't know, it would be Tabitha or Andrea or somebody go, oh, it's so great just working with all women. We get it done so quickly. And we're like, oh, really? Yeah. Oh, there's not all the joking around and the bantering and the boys can't focus and get the job done. And it's like, this is so great. We get in there, we do it, we go home. We're like, oh, okay, yeah, all right, fine. So I'd always been looking forward to, at least getting a guest star on one episode and getting in there with all the ladies and, having fun. It was a great, so it was a great opportunity. I was very excited because I knew it was a good role, and just to get a chance to get in there. See, it's always because every time, it's always always the same actors in Vancouver, but the dynamic changed depending on
Right.
what the mix is this time.
you're doing
Shake the bag, and and there's this a new mix, right?
Right.
So,
And if you're doing an anime versus if you're doing
so it was fun just to get in there and work with all of them and see what this My Little Pony thing was all about. But even at that point, I wasn't really aware of the phenomenon that it was gonna be or was at the time. So
Right, because Super Cider Squeezy was a season 2 episode,
Right.
and that came out in 2012, and you probably recorded it in what 2011?
Yeah,
it's been
yeah.
It was a
yeah,
year
it was
before that.
a while before it, but I knew when I recorded it, and I knew just with the musical arrangement, and they're bringing in the choir and the whole thing. I just said, this thing, the final product is going to be unbelievable. So I finally, it wasn't when it aired on Hub. It was finally when it was finally posted on, because now the delay between it airing on Hub and YouTube, it's like.
It's almost instantaneous.
Yeah, it's almost instantaneous.
Yeah.
So it literally aired.
Well,
and
sometimes
then
they'll actually bring it on iTunes before the
Okay,
episode
there you
actually
go.
airs. A lot of times that's not accidental, but
Right.
It,
We are
it
living in the future, my friend.
It happens. I mean,
Yeah.
it is, and I think that that's another thing, because you were mentioning earlier that the Eds was not available in Canada even, but
Right.
now there's so much. Even though you can't watch it in Canada or in Russia or in Brazil, you can go to YouTube.Russia.
Yeah, and you
everything.
can watch it. Yeah, you can watch anything you want basically now. I mean, that's the complete freedom to just go where you want and get your content. So yeah, it's changed a lot, and it's a cool thing too. And I guess the trippy thing that I loved about it, I first watched this. I watched the final product, watched the song, watched the episode. Very proud of it. I was like, this is some of my best work. I love it. Sending the links to all my family. You got to watch this, because they see some of the stuff I do, but it's not like I'm showing it to everybody and they go, oh, that's great, blah, 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 blah. But the trippy thing is when you start to see that the people who are watching on YouTube, they start to fall in love with the song and they start to do weird things. And like, I can't remember.
Or they'll remix it.
Oh,
They'll
yeah,
do something,
remix. But I remember there was some random weird thing where everybody, like, it was just a clip and it's just audio, and these guys are playing some kind of multi-game like thing, like some Halo type game, and they're all like, they're all communicating and they're playing the serious game, and all of a sudden over one of the microphones, some guy starts screaming the Super Speedy Cider Squeezy. So they was playing, okay, yeah, check that guy over there. All of a sudden this guy, well, look what we got there, brothers of mine, the same in every sound. And they go, what's going on? And this guy's like screaming out the song out over, and everyone's like, what the hell is that? I thought that's just kind of the random stuff that happens. People start like, it just morphs and gets all weird. It's kind of
Well,
fun.
people get into it. It's a great show, and people
Yeah.
really appreciate everything that you've been able to contribute to the show and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, as far as like you said, now you're seeing these YouTube vids. Now you're seeing all these remixes and stuff that's happening down there. When you were working back in the early '90s and stuff like that, you said you would have interaction and mail from fans that you would get through your agency. Now though, I mean, with the advent of like Facebook, Twitter, and all that kind of stuff, you're much more. It's much more easy to access.
Yeah, and I mean, to be honest with you, in the beginning it was like I kind of like was just staving. I didn't want to go right into like the whole the world of the internet. I wasn't quite ready to just like be constantly interacting with fans all the time. I was like, listen, if you want to, I would write letters to people and say, listen, if you really, because sometimes I think it's just too easy. It's too easy to just send a little quick message and say, oh, I really like you. I mean, anybody can do that. I said, like, if you really like my work, write me a friggin' letter.
Put the effort into it. Paint a portrait.
And then they go, what's a pen? Yeah, grab a pen, grab a sheet of paper, write it down, send it, I'll write you back, I'll send you something. And so I kept it kind of limited to that. But now with My Little Pony and everybody's getting on Twitter, and it's just like, okay, fine. You break down, you get on Twitter, and
They wore you down.
yeah, they wear you down. You just get worn down, but now it's nice. You just you send a little message to people, and they and also it's because you've got people from all over the world, tweeting you, Australia,
Yeah.
Europe, wherever, and it's just kind of nice just to have that instant.
Right. And what is your Twitter handle so that our
Oh,
viewers
it's
can...
Sam Vincent 71.
Sam Vincent 71.
71.
He's the 71st Sam Vincent out there. The other 70
I was
were
like,
trying to
no,
get
hold
on.
I was like, Sam Vincent 1? Nope. Sam Vincent 2? No, Sam Vincent 3. Sam Vincent 71. That's it. Right.
3 days later.
No, that's actually the year of my birthday.
Let's get you into a bed here. Yeah.
That's better. Sorry about that. It's the rock star.
Well, thank you.
It angries up the blood.
No, we're not done. We're not done.
No, we're not finished
We're not
because
done. We can't be done.
You can edit this out after you have to. But
No.
I worked on this. I did a bit of it for the.
Oh,
for the
we're doing a bit now. Okay, okay.
I did it. It's
He's taking out his gum.
I'm taking out my gum. This is serious, folks. No, I should keep the gum in. I might start speaking and I'll spit it out. I'm gonna grab this microphone.
I'm not using it.
I'm gonna do the complete. I'm gonna try and do the complete Flim Flam Brothers song. Solo, but as a rap.
Oh, okay. Brace yourselves, Blank. We're gonna have to strap you down.
And it may fall off the rails.
Should I beatbox this for you?
Wait. Who's someone else is singing right now? Oh no. Okay, so it's I'm gonna try to do the song in its entirety. I may mess up a couple of bits, but here we go.
Prepare yourselves.
Well, look at what we got, dear brother of mine. It's the same in every town. Ponies with thirsty throats, dry tongues, and not a drop of cider to be found. Maybe they're not aware that there's really no need for this teary despair. That the key that they need to solve the sad shortage you and I will share. Well, you've got opportunity in this very community. He's Flam, we're the world famous Flim Flam brothers. Traveling sales ponies, non-power.
Napa, what?
Non-power, and that's exactly the reason why, you see. Nobody else in this whole place will give you such a chance to be where you need to be. And that's a new world, tons of cider, fresh squeezed and ready for drinking. More cider you can drink it in all your days of thinking. I doubt that.
Don't be thinking.
So take this opportunity in this very community. He's Flam, we're the world famous Flim Flam brothers.
Tell him about it.
Traveling sales ponies, non-power.
For real.
I suppose by now you're wondering about our peculiar mode of transport. I say our mode of locomotion.
No rider.
And I suppose by now you're wondering, where is this promised cider? And the horse can make a claim and the pony can do the same. But my brother and I has the most unique and superb unseen at any time in this great new world, and that's opportunity. Woo!
Say it now.
Folks, it's the one and only, the biggest and the best, the unbelievable, unimpeachable, indispensable, I can't believable, Flim Flam Brothers Super Speedy Cider Squeezy 6000. What do you say, sister? Oh, we've got opportunity in this very community.
Say it.
Please, Flam, help us out of this jam with the Flim Flam Brothers Super Speedy Cider Squeezy 6000. Yo, young Philly. I would be ever so honored if you might see fit to let my brother and I borrow some of your delicious and, might I say, spellbindingly fragrant apples for a little demonstration here.
Give it to him.
Sure, I guess.
Opportunity in our community. Ready, Flim, really Flam. Let's bing, bang, zam. And show these thirsty ponies a world of delectable cider.
Show it to
them.
Cider.
Watch closely, my friends. The fun begins. Now here's when the magic happens. Right here in this heaving, rolling cider pot boiling the guts of the very machine. These apples plucked fresh are right now as we speak being turned into grade A top-notch 5-star blow your horses off one-of-a-kind cider. Feel free to take a sneak peek.
Now wait, you fellas, hold it. You went and oversold it.
Oh,
I
no.
guarantee that what you have there won't compare. For the most important ingredient can't be added or done expedient, and that's quality, friends. Apple Acres, quality and care.
Quality.
Well, Granny, I'm glad you brought that up, my dear sir. I'm glad you brought that up. You
He's
see that
glad.
we are very picky when it comes to cider. If you'd kindly try a cup. Wait.
Keep going.
Whoa. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. This great machine, it's just the very best. So what do you say then, apples? Gotta step into the modern world and put the super speedy cider squeeze down to the test.
Test it.
Yo, what do you think, folks? Do you see what the apples can't? I see it clear as day. I know she does. So does he. Come on, Ponyville. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
We're saying you've got opportunity in this very community. He's Flim with the world famous Flim Flam brothers. Traveling sales ponies, non-power.
Represent.
Yeah,
Right
boy.
here.
That's right. What?
Yeah.
Flim Flam rap.
What?
2013. Vegas.
Drop the mic. Blank. That was Sam Vincent. GJ Master Sam Vincent. Dropping the beats.
Man.
Oh,
Thanks, guys.
that was glorious.
I'm glad I got to get that out of
No,
my system.
I'm
I
glad-
didn't know when I was going to be able to do it, but I got it out.
You know what?
Thank you for watching.
Thank you so that I can't we have to we're done. Convention's
Yeah,
over.
there's
We're
nothing-
going
yeah,
home.
yeah.
Everybody go home. I'm gonna party for one more night though.
It's gonna be great. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Sam. That was absolutely. And I love that you can tell that you care. You
I
really
care.
really
I
care.
care,
They
so.
like you. He likes you. He really likes you.
I like you all.
And so, do you have something you'd like to say to the fans who have loved you for Double D, who've loved you for your anime work, who've loved you and now love you and are able to reach out to you for Flim?
Well, I've heard from you from letters. I'm starting to hear from you from Twitter, and I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to travel more, especially in the United States, and say hi to you guys. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'm hoping that I may make another appearance on My Little Pony at some point.
And,
so
and
there you go.
And
That's
when
all
he
I'm gonna
does
do.
his house trance remix of
oh yeah,
of
now
the
I'm gonna
Flim
come up with something new.
Yeah, he's got
yeah, we want to hear it as like a trance version.
yeah. German speed metal. We're gonna do that.
Now look what we have there, brother of mine. It's the same in every town.
No, it's too digital.
Ja.
Digital, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
Dankeschön for watching.
Dankeschön. Auf Wiedersehen.
Shout out to Tobias on that one. So, once again, I am Joe Stevens.
I am LTT Moose.
And this has been the Equestrian Inquirer at Las Vegas Unicon. Keep watching and stay wrapping it on. I don't know. I'm wrap it on.
Peace out. Just say peace out.
Peace out.
Go Caps, rock the red.
No. Canucks forever. Locally, so that was the guide, and I think we captured that flavor of it.
Well, it's a fantastic song. It's a really fantastic episode. You know, they incorporate a lot. There's a lot going on in that episode, and you know, I think that what was interesting. We see a lot of redemption of characters that were in season 3. A lot of bad guys came back and had good. Maybe we'll see Flim and Flam come back and get redeemed.
You just might.
Oh, charitable!
You never know.
Flim and Flam, they're going to come back and they work for an NGO and they give all the cider to charity.
Yeah, I don't know. That might be a little extreme, but you see how quickly they left town when they realized they weren't going to make a red cent out of it. They're like, "What do you say, Flam? Should we, hit the road here?" I was like, "I agree, brother."
Next town.
Yeah,
next town.
they were gone. So.
Well, one of the things I'd like to talk about real quick, and do you have something to? Okay. I have Plank here, and there's a reason I have Plank here.
Oh. Do we want to know the reason?
We want to know the reason we have Plank.
I have to share a hotel room with him. You don't want to know why he has Plank here.
Yeah, Plank. He and Plank always takes the bed too. I have to sleep on the floor.
He wakes up.
And so you play Flim, the glorious Flim Flam Brothers antagonist from the Super. Can you say the title of you actually said it? It was very impressive.
Super Speedy Cider Sweet 6000.
Wow.
It gets hard when you're in Vegas.
Couple more drinks in him.
I was a guy in a super house with 6,000.
You take my money. I take your money. I'm Flim.
I'll show you more cider than you've ever seen before.
All right, buy some apples on that one.
Give me some apples and I'll get some cider.
Sorry. Yeah.
That kind of cider, yes, it's very popular in Ponyville. That one. So. In that episode,
yes.
now it's in season 2. So walk us through what it was like coming into that episode, that big song where the whole cast and everything. What's it like being the antagonist and a male antagonist in a predominantly girl show?
Oh wow. Well,
You're bringing gender dynamics into this.
Gender dynamics.
Well, let's see. First of all, when I first got the audition.
Once again, I'm Joe Stevens.
I am LTT Moose.
And this is Plank.
Hello.
And we have Sam Vincent with us at Las Pegasus Unicon. Thanks for being here, Sam.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me.
There's an echo in the room. And
Get that in stereo.
and what is Sam? You play Flim.
I play Flim.
At the Flim Flam Brothers.
I'm one half of the Flim Flam Brothers. I'm Flim, and I sell cider.
He sells
Cider.
High quality cider.
I expect
right.
every YouTube
Watch
comment
closely,
to
my
cider.
friends. The fun begins.
We want to encourage every guest on our show to sing. Yes,
Yes,
please
well, I will.
continue. In fact, we want every response to the questions to be sung in song. Can we do that? Every response.
If you want. Every response?
Every response
Okay.
will now
I will
be
tell
sung.
you if you're off key or not.
I'll try.
Brutally.
Try my best.
Bring it up 2 shades.
I'll try my best. And I heard the song. I was like, wow, this is a really intense, long song. It's like 4.5
Did they play the music for you?
Yeah,
before?
yeah. I had Daniel's music and basically a guide track that I will say was done by Lee Tokar. It's still an issue between me and Lee.
Oh, no.
Yeah. No, but it's fine.
That was my song.
I was supposed to play that part. I was supposed to play that part. You screwed me out of it, Vincent.
Anyway, sorry, Lee. Okay. So basically, auditioned for it and got the part, and then was having to rehearse that for quite a while because it was such a long song. But we did it. It was great, and yeah, it was fun being a bit of a Scott and I, McNeil, who plays Flam, being the scam artist and coming into the town, and he just being so. One of my favorite lines that kind of encompassed the whole episode for me was like, and I may be paraphrasing here, but I was like, when we wanted to do the bet who could make the most cider in the, and then I go to Granny, I go, "What's the matter, Granny? Chicken?" and that was like, whoop. And then that was it. That's what the straw that broke the camel's. All right, we'll do this bet. So I was like, but that kind of encompasses it. "What's the matter, Granny? Chicken?" So it was like, these guys were just like sneaky little unicorns.
Sneaky little unicorns.
Sneaky little unicorns.
It's always fun to play a sneaky little unicorn.
Oh, it's awesome, yeah.
And so we've actually had a chance to talk to Mitch Larson, the person, Remy Larson, the person
Right.
who wrote that episode.
Yeah.
He has described it as heavily influenced and really, in a way, an homage to the Music Man.
Yes.
And to the other. Was that kind of they told you we want this to
Oh,
be a
absolutely.
Music Man kind
Yeah,
of thing?
that was the whole idea. Is please watch. Well, that's maybe not the whole movie. Well, I watched the whole movie, but it was also that there was one musical number, Trouble. Oh, we got trouble, and it's like this whole thing, and it was like you got the sensibilities of the musical style and the vocalization of how they wanted this expressed musically, and